Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, I would like to give all praise and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shah, Bahashem Kakodash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of GMS, whom rule well, teach well, being great examples towards younger brothers. And peace and blessing, salutations to the hopeful lake out there pushing the word and truth and in sincerity across the four winds in the name of Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shah. Pushing to get up out of here. Shalom to the hopeful lake, the believers, the listeners, whom have came back to the obedience of the scriptures through faith in Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shah. And what I want to get into pretty much is a lesson, all right, going into Esau, Edom, he's slithering, towards the prophets, okay? There's a lot of propaganda, that we see going on within the news, okay? A lot of things, a lot of psyops, a lot of, false events, are happening, all right, to push a narrative as if, all right, the prophets are the problem, and right now he's going under the guise of, he's against Christians. The media now is against Christians for having a standard, against wickedness, all right? But ultimately we know the true standard of righteousness is coming through the prophets, because the prophets are coming directly out the scriptures, okay? You have, some Christians that have, some morals, some type of standard, that's associated with the Bible, but they're really not hardcore. The Christians are not hardcore about the righteousness of the scriptures, okay? They really don't have the knowledge, all right, to be able to just have that full standard that comes with the scriptures, you see? So at the end of the day, one thing about it, what we're seeing is spiritual war. The elites of Esau, Edom, okay, and the prophets which make up the house of David, okay, the true prophets whom the Lord has ordained to teach, which make up the house of David. So what's happening, these elites, as they're hearing this message, because they're hearing the true gospel, they're hearing the message, all right, where they lose. They're hearing the prophecy where they lose and they go into captivity and eventually are done away with. You see, these elites, okay, and their underlings, they know exactly what's at stake with what we're talking about, okay? That's why your Joe Sixpack, walking by the camp, your Joe Sixpack Edomite, he doesn't have a clue of what's at stake. He doesn't have a clue, okay, of the birthright, understanding the birthright and what that entails, all right? But these elites fully understand, and what they want to do is counter what we're doing, but just like, the way of the serpent in serpent fashion, what is he doing? He's moving indirectly, okay? He's moving very indirectly. That's why this whole council culture was a part of this man slithering towards the prophets, okay? It was a way for this man to try to remove the prophets in a roundabout way, because he really wants to counsel the truth, okay, permanently, all right? And the closer this man gets to his new world order, all right, the more he's going to do things, all right, and push a narrative that this word has to be removed, okay? And he's going to do it in a way as if he's not talking in the word, but he is, okay? You got this whole thing now where they talking about canceling TikTok and, canceling social media and, monitoring social media on a much, stricter scale, okay? And all these things are just Esau slithering towards the truth. He's gearing, all right? He's making moves to come at the truth, to remove the word, all right, from off these platforms, okay? And anything that goes against, okay, his agenda, all right? He doesn't want people to be informed of anything. This whole new world order, he's going to control not only the money, the buying and selling, okay? This man wants to control all information. He wants to be in full control in what people are exposed to, okay? So as we get closer to this NWO, it's going to come a time when the Lord's going to allow this man, to start removing this word off these platforms, and ultimately that's the will of the Lord, because the scriptures speak about the famine of the word. So somehow, some way, it has to come about. All right, and we know one thing: when the Lord allowed this man to start removing, this word from these platforms, this ministry from the platforms, then we're right here at the door where the Lord's really going to open up in judgment. Because see, the removing of the word, Esau thinks it's a step closer, to him being able to control the narratives and get back in control of the masses, and just push out nothing but enchantments. But ultimately it's a step closer to judgment, and eventually it's going to be a step closer to Esau's overthrow. So these things must be so. We're not startled that Esau is making these moves in his attempt to remove the word, to remove any type of information that's counter to his wicked agenda, his wicked agendas that he plans on bringing about. We're not startled. We know that it must be so. We welcome it. Because we wasn't here. We haven't been raised up just to keep teaching forever, man. It's going to be a stopping point, man, and everything is going to go into the next phase. This whole thing with the Nashville shooting. This whole supposed the flip-flopper just went into their arm to the teeth. Killed 3 adults and 3 children, and then the name of the school was Covenant. I think it was Covenant. Which at the end of the day, Esau, he wants to do away with that covenant, because that covenant, that agreement, our obedience, will put us in rulership with that covenant. When you go into the covenant, it goes back to the obedience of the Israelites. Pretty much push them in rulership. And Esau, Edom, wants to rule perpetually. And he wants that covenant broken. And he thinks somehow, some way, through his technology and through the sword, that he's going to prevent, the fulfillment of that second covenant, which is going to be completed when Yahushua returns. And that's why we're going to be changed at the coming of Yahushua. There's going to be us entering into that covenant, which is going to put the laws within us, which is going to make us rule eternally. Because what? As long as we're obedient, the Lord will place us in rulership. When you read Deuteronomy 28, the first 14 chapters, it really is going into rulership and the perks of rulership. When you go into it. Being the head, being above only. That goes into being highborn, a ruler. You see? But it's based on our obedience. And in the new covenant, the laws will be within us. We'll be fully programmed in righteousness, man. So that covenant will be perpetual. That's why this salvation is known as what? An everlasting salvation. Because it's going to be perpetual, because our obedience is going to be perpetual. So our rulership is going to be perpetual. And Esau wants to stop that, man. These elites, they're hard-bodied in stopping this process from, because they see it unfolding. They see more of our people, are waking up and repenting. You see, that's the most deadly thing, to this Edomite power structure. This beast system is Israel waking up and repenting, because that means now the Lord, is provoked. You see, the Lord is now provoked to defend us, man. And Esau wants Jake undefended, man. He wants us, wide open. See, sin, leaves us exposed, and vulnerable. Obedience is making us a defense city again. And our defense is Yahweh Shema Shai. So disobedience, it made us vulnerable, man. It's in the book of Judith. Brothers familiar with it, can post in the comment board. But as a disobedience made us vulnerable, man. And Esau wants us, he wants the masses as vulnerable as possible, man. Okay, when he gets ready to really implement, this sea hip. Okay, he only wants one narrative going out, and that's his narrative. As he get closer to the, to him trying to fulfill, all right, his enterprise, man, which we know he's going to lose. But in that process, we know there's going to come a time where this word, all right, is going to be removed. Okay, there's going to be persecution. Brothers going to be deemed domestic terrorists, and he's going to come with all type of things, man. That's why when you go into it, what they said about Paul, they were like, look, this is a pestilent fellow. As their word was going out through Rome. That's why eventually, they stopped they expelled Jake out of Rome. Matter of fact, let's get it real quick. This is the book of Acts 18:1. It says, and after these things, Paul departed from Athens and came to Corinth, and found a certain Jew named Aquila, born in Pontus, lately from Italy, all right, with his wife Priscilla, because that Claudius, all right, which was a Roman Caesar, had commanded all Jews to depart from Rome, and came unto them. Okay, so the Jews was expelled, all right, from Rome. Okay, because you have to understand, it was camps. It was their word was going out. Okay, and it was against the status quo of their current Roman society, their pagan Roman society, and this is nothing but the Greco-Roman society all over again, man. And his word is counter to everything that this man is trying to do. Okay, because it goes beyond just being against, okay, the flip-floppers. No, we're against everything, and we're putting, all right, the title of Esau Edom on the so-called white man. We going into the truth of we going into the origin why this man is doing what he's doing and what he's trying to pull off. Okay? And we're putting the true biblical perspective on it, man. Okay? Not just, the Orthodox Christians that, believe in some of the standards of the scriptures. Like, nah, we talking about world dominion. We talking about we going for the gusto. Okay? We not just trying to be Christians left alone, and we going for the gusto, man. We're coming at this man in the spirit, man. We're calling him out. Okay, so just as he did, back then, the believers of Yahushua became a problem in ancient Rome. Now it's a problem in this Rome, man. And except this time it ain't gonna be just the persecution of the Christians where, Rome was pretty much able to just have their way with Jake. Like, nah, it's going to be a standard lifted, man. And ultimately, Yahushua is going to come back not as that sacrificial lamb, but as that conquering lion of Judah. Okay? So that's the point. Lord will you brothers and you few sisters edified. Till next time, I say shalom. Kwam Yashala, Bible, DTA soon. Shalom.